Hey everyone. Sorry I'm so backlit. Wow, sorry. I guess it was cloudy the last time I did it from this spot. Let's see if I can adjust a little bit. Uh, Episode 5, Duke beat Arizona last night, finally slayed the Caleb Love Dragon that has been tormenting us since, I think, 2021 at two different stops at Chapel Hill, where he ruined Coach K's final home game and then dispatched us from the Final Four as well, the national semifinal uh, in 2022 as well. Finally got rid of him, even though he scored 35 points and did his best to put Duke out of the tournament. It took superhero, never before seen efforts from Cooper Flag, and I think 60% from the field, 50% from three, and 90% from the free throw line for Duke to take out Arizona last night and advance to the Elite Eight, which the Duke women also did this morning as they beat Carolina. Got off to a 0-11 start against Carolina, and were able to go ahead unfazed on that one and win by 9 on a strong defensive effort, and then ended the game getting, I believe, 4 straight offensive rebounds to melt the clock from 2 minutes all the way down to the end of the game. So impressive stuff from them. Both Duke men and women in the Elite Eight. So Duke women are facing the winner of South Carolina and Maryland, which is the Duke women are, which is being played right now. Duke will play Alabama, which shot 25 threes, made 25 threes, shot 51 of them, 49% against BYU, a record-setting performance. So that's going to be a nail-biter. On that subject, I think somehow made it to 37 years old. I guess over-expecting or underestimating how hard it is to get to a Final Four. I guess I looked at the last few years where Duke would not make it and just, they slipped up or, whatever. It is really hard to get there. Like, you're expecting Duke to get there. Everybody's expecting Duke to get there this year. They've been called, I've heard multiple podcasts call them an all-time team. They are not an all-time team yet. To be an all-time team, you have to make a Final Four. They've referred to the 2019 team, Zion's team, as an all-time team. Yes, there were 3 first-round picks on that team. Number 1 pick, number whatever RJ went, whatever Cam Reddish went, and other, also vets on that team. But they didn't make a Final Four because they got beat by a veteran Michigan State team. This year, they got to go through a unbelievable Alabama team to get there. It is really hard to make a Final Four, and everybody's expecting them to make it. They're a 7.5 point favorite, 7.5 point favorite against Alabama, which is absolutely absurd for them to be that big a favorite over this Alabama team. It is. I know I was spoiled in my early years. Obviously, they won their first championships in 91, 92 when I was 4 and 5 years old. Big part of the reason I'm a Duke fan to begin with. The 99 through 2002 teams were unbelievably good. Multiple Final Fours in there, 99 Final Four, 2000 Final Four, 2001, obviously national championship, dominant fashion, won every game of the tournament by 10-plus points. Also multiple comebacks in that one as well against Maryland, down 20-plus in the Final Four. 2002, where you're expecting them to repeat, didn't even make the Final Four, lose to Indiana. I think it was the first time I cried over a basketball game when they lost to Indiana in 2002. They expect them to repeat. They had Jay Will back. I think the only player they lost from the 2001 team was the only main player they lost from that 2001 team was Shane Battier. But they didn't make it to the Final Four in 2002. And I guess I should have figured out, hey, this is really hard to do to make it to the Final Four. But the only lean years I had seen up to that point were the years where Coach K went out with a back injury, rebuilding it, coming out of that. And then after that, they were really good. After that, and then the 4 years I was at college, then Carolina was the dominant school, and then Duke came back, went to the national championship in 2010. Another strong run. But yeah, I mean, you come in with expectation. It is really hard to make it a Final Four, and the fact that Duke has made it to as many as they have, and the schools that have those mini runs. I mean, it's really impressive when you make the Final Four, and I think it's a little too much to expect them to make it. Again, they got to beat an exceptional Alabama team on Saturday to make it there. I hope that Alabama does not shoot as well as they did against BYU. You think they would regress somewhat to the mean, but who knows? Duke's shooting just as well from three, just not the same volume. Also, by the way, on the Arizona game, not thrilled with the officiating. I'm not usually one to complain about the officiating. I thought they had their hands all over flag all night long, and then they were calling, and our other ball handlers, they would have two hands on their waist, wrapping around their waist most of the night, and they would call kind of chippy, if you want to call them, kind of hip check fouls on Duke a lot of the night. Like Tyrese Proctor had 3 fouls. Con Knipple had 4 fouls. Malawach had 4 fouls. Gungba, I believe, fouled out. I don't know how that's possible. So many of our ball handlers and guards, and then Malawach, who generally plays a pretty clean game, and Gungba, who plays pretty limited minutes, fouled out. So even though the foul shot count was in Duke's favor. But if we'd have lost, it would have been all on us. We had a 17-point lead. We would have let Arizona come all the way back, and we'd have been Caleb Love again taking us out. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. Duke wins 100-93. On to Dominguez Hills, the men. Go check it out. Go to YouTube if you have ESPN Plus. You don't have to watch the whole game, but the men were down 19 points in the first half, come all the way back. I believe it was a 7-point game at the half, and then tit for tat in the second half. They had a lead with under 2 minutes to go, squandered that a little bit. Crazy possession. Dallas Baptist takes the lead on a turnover 3 from the corner. Unbelievable sequence of events. They take the lead with 7 seconds to go on a corner 3. 76-73, and I'm not able to watch it. I have it on my live stats. That's the only way, and I went back and watched it later. And you're like, well, this is it's been a crazy season. They beat the Toros beat West Liberty by 2 in the previous game, 84-82, and you're like, oh, maybe the Cinderella run is over. And then I go back and watch it. It's unbelievable. Alex Garcia gets the ball about quarter of the court. 4 or 5 dribbles, jump stop, elevates, hits the 3. Apparently, had been cold all night, but heart and soul of the team. 7th-year senior. They go through the story. 2 season-ending injuries. Thought about however a college kid can retire from basketball. He thought about doing that, but stuck with it. Has played at Dominguez Hills every year that he's played college basketball. Nobody probably deserves to hit that shot more than him. So really cool. Take it overtime. Dominguez Hills dominates overtime. And they take on the victory to advance to the national championship game on Saturday. Play dominant power in the Division II ranks, Nova Southeastern, who won their semifinal game by 30. So it's going to be a tough game for Dominguez Hills on Saturday against Nova Southeastern, but fingers crossed and rooting for them in the national championship game. But again, if you can find it, go to YouTube, go to ESPN Plus, wherever you can find it, to find the end of that game. And Alex Garcia hitting just about as clutch a shot as you can hit to tie that game up with 2 seconds to play in a 3-point game, inbounding with 7.5 seconds on the clock. I mean, just unbelievable stuff from Alex. Been able to talk to his dad throughout the season. They've watched watch the broadcast, listen to me on the broadcast, because he's from New Mexico, so they don't get to come to every game. So happy to have been able to talk to him. They showed a shot of him in the crowd. Super happy for him as well. But go back and watch. The women They advance to the championship. They will play Grand Valley State. That is today on ESPN. I think it's either ESPN 1, 2, or U, but let me see if I can find that right quick. So that game, I pulled up. So you can find it on NCAA.com as well. It's on ESPN 1, 2, or U. I can't find it immediately on NCAA.com which network it is on. But they play today at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern for the national championship against Grand Valley State. The women dominant in their semifinal win. So they're advancing to play Grand Valley State, who beat Pittsburgh State. Some things to watch out for in that game. Wouldn't expect the foul count to be in the Toros' favor. Grand Valley State good at, let's say, like drawing a whistle creatively. So we'll see how that plays out with a very havoc-y, non-traditional style from Dominguez Hills versus a more traditional style from Grand Valley State. But that'll be a fun matchup, and that is for a national championship Division II. That game is in about an hour, a little over an hour from now, on the ESPN family networks. So check that out. Go Toros, horns up, as both the men's and women are in the national championship. The men, by the way, play on CBS Sports. That is a noon tip-off Pacific tomorrow against Nova Southeastern. Men are the 7 seed. They've already beaten the 2 and the 3. They're looking to beat the 1 seed Nova Southeastern tomorrow at 12 Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern on CBS Sports. So both sides would be historic stuff for them. They've already won CCA, regular season CCA conference tournament, and now looking to just, really blow it out of the water historically. If they can close it out with a national championship, either side would be unbelievable if either side won a national championship. But for both sides would be nearly impressive. I think UConn's probably done it before at the Division I level to win a national championship, men and women. But yeah, nearly unprecedented to have men and women both win a national championship in the same year. My final complaints, we've got to stop doing the night too early. Duke's previous win in round 2, they hit a 3 with about a minute to go to put them up, I believe, 7. Hit the night celebration, and they had to eke that thing out coming down the stretch. Turnovers. It got down to 1 possession. Please stop hitting the night celebration before it's an absolute situation where you're going to win the game. We got to put the night celebration to bed before the game is over. I know confidence is an attitude, and it's a plus for a lot of basketball players. As I know, I'm not one to go poking the bear. I'd rather let him lay dormant, But yeah, let's ease up on the night. Like Steph Curry didn't do it in the Olympics till he actually hit the shot over France to finally end it. So let's calm down. If Steph waits to then to do it, I think we can wait until it's a 3-possession game with 10 seconds to go to hit the night. Final thing on bracketing. I know the NCAA likes to do storylines and find storylines. It doesn't draw eyeballs. There's no reason. The NCAA, they purposely put Baylor-Duke as a second-round matchup because of the Jeremy Roach connection. That did not add a single eyeball to that game. Whoever's going to watch that game is going to watch that game. All it did was probably Duke's going to win that game, and all it does is torment Jeremy Roach at the end of that game. You saw his reaction, towel around his head. And who knows what thoughts are going through Jeremy's head at the end of that game. So just, can we, again, not a single eyeball not a single extra eyeball is drawn to that game because you're putting Jeremy Roach against his former team or Duke against their former 4-year player. So can we not please stop doing that? They did the same thing on the women's side with Haley Van Lith and TCU going up against Louisville and eliminating her old team. Again, not a single eyeball is drawn to that. A single extra eyeball is drawn to that game. Whoever's watching that game is going to watch that game. It's not the only time they've done it. If you want to draw up a coaching matchup, fine. Leave this kind of stuff. You've already created such a mess with NIL and the transfer portal and all that kind of stuff. Let's not capitalize on it by creating this kind of fake drama with the players in the situation that the NCAA has created with this transfer situation. If you want to create drama between coaches and all that kind of stuff, fine. Calipari, Patino, fine. Let's leave the players out of it, all right? Simple enough. Again, all you did with that, the only thing you did is torment Jeremy Roach. Also, great words from Haley Van Lith on her press conference after that game. But it was rough to see Jeremy in that situation after the Duke Baylor game last week. I forgot to mention it on my video a couple days ago. But again, hope he finds his way into the league on our coaching staff because I think everybody around the program knows he's a good kid, good guy, and maybe he finds his way back onto the Duke coaching staff. But again, I hope he finds his way into the league because he had some great moments at Duke, and just I hate that we could not get him into the Final Four when he was with Duke. But anyway, that's all I have. Again, Duke versus Alabama on Saturday. It's a scary one. And then the Toros, check them out. They are on Big TV, ESPN and CBS Sports. The women in about an hour, and the men tomorrow on CBS Sports for a national championship. Check it out. Good talking to you. Move on to the next one next week in the Rec Room.